Imagine a world where a simple cup of coffee has the power to change the course of history. It's essential to understand the broader context. Coffee, which originated in Ethiopia, had been consumed for centuries and became a popular beverage in Europe and the Americas by the 17th century. As its popularity grew, it also became an essential part of military life. Soldiers relied on coffee for its stimulating effects, which helped them stay alert during long days and nights on the battlefield. During the Civil War, coffee was more than just a beverage. It was a lifeline for the soldiers. As both the Union and Confederate armies geared up for battle, coffee played a crucial role in sustaining their energy and morale. As we'll see, the accessibility and quality of coffee had a significant impact on the experiences of soldiers on both sides of the conflict, making it an essential element in understanding the dynamics of the Civil War. One Civil War historian noted that the word coffee was used more in Civil War soldiers' diaries and letters home than words like war, slavery, or Lincoln. Union soldiers remarked on how often they made coffee, and Confederate soldiers commented on the lack of coffee. A crucial advantage for the Union Army during the Civil War was their access to a steady supply of coffee. The Union's robust trade connections and strong infrastructure allowed them to import large quantities of coffee beans, ensuring that their soldiers could enjoy a fresh cup, even in the heat of battle. This is in part due to the supply chain and logistics that the Union Army had. The Union Army had an extensive network of supply lines that ensured coffee reached the front lines. The Quartermaster Corps, responsible for procuring supplies, placed a high priority on coffee, understanding its importance to the soldiers. They coordinated with suppliers and ensured that rations included a generous portion of coffee beans. In fact, Union soldiers received up to 36 pounds of coffee per person per year. Coffee was not only a source of warmth and comfort during harsh conditions, it also served as a significant morale booster. Soldiers often gathered around campfires to share stories, build camaraderie, and bond over their shared love of coffee. This sense of unity and the stimulating effects of caffeine helped improve the soldiers' overall performance in the field. Coffee became so valuable to the Union soldiers that it was often used as a form of currency or a bartering tool. Soldiers would trade their coffee rations for other goods or services like tobacco, food, or even haircuts. This informal economy further highlights the importance of coffee in the everyday lives of Union soldiers. Coffee was such a crucial item for the Union soldiers that its importance was on par with the soldiers' guns. Such importance led to a new invention that aimed to combine these two valuable commodities. This is known as the Coffee Mill Sharps Rifle. This was a Sharps rifle that had a unique addition to the stock of the gun. It included a small grinder. In stark contrast to the Union Army, the Confederate Army faced significant challenges in procuring coffee for their soldiers. The Confederate States had fewer trade connections, and as the war progressed, the Union blockade of southern ports made it increasingly difficult to import goods, including coffee. The scarcity of coffee in the Confederate Army had a noticeable impact on their soldiers. As they struggled to find a steady supply, they often had to resort to coffee substitutes, such as roasted grains, corn, peanuts, or chicory. Inferior substitutes had a detrimental effect on their morale and performance. The lack of caffeine, combined with the overall scarcity of resources, made the Confederate soldiers' lives more difficult and likely contributed to the gradual erosion of their fighting spirit. Moreover, coffee played a role in military strategies, as both sides recognized its importance for troop morale and performance. For instance, Union generals sometimes used coffee as an incentive to encourage their soldiers to march longer distances or to reward them for victories on the battlefield. Confederate generals, on the other hand, were forced to ration their limited coffee supply carefully and use it as a strategic tool to motivate their troops during critical moments. So while we can't definitively say that coffee alone won the Civil War, it certainly had a considerable impact on the lives of the soldiers and, by extension, on the outcome of the war. It's a testament to the power of a simple cup of coffee and its ability to influence events on such a grand scale.